Incredible victory, incredible performance, but no contract. What's the feel right now?
It's all good. I'm just excited. I'm always grateful for the opportunity to compete. So, getting out there unscathed, another dub, and I'm gonna fight again soon. So all good. And I've said this a few times already, but the goal is not to be a UFC fighter. I'm here to be a UFC champ, be the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. So I'm 2-0. I've had a total of 1.5 minutes of professional MMA competition, so let's get another one in there. I don't really care if it's on Contender Series, in the UFC, whatever. I just want to fight.
We talked before. Obviously you've been competing at a high level, huge crowds, all that. What were the nerves like tonight? What was the feel? Was it what you expected? Was it any different than you thought it would be?
No matter what, when you do what I do, you're going to get nervous. I think anybody that comes in and tries to act like a tough guy and say that, I don't get nervous, like they're trying to act like a tough guy, And so, any competition where I'm going out there my health's on the line, I'm going to be nervous about that. I think that, I just do a great job of turning that nervousness into just being spirited and turning it into energy. And at the end of the day, that's what I live for. I want to feel that. With it being here in Apex, I was lucky to compete here a couple weeks ago in grappling, and got to kind of feel the arena out. And it's a different type of atmosphere with not having 15,000 screaming fans in the crowd. But it was fun, and it's a nice little step up where a little more pressure on me, and I get to just experience that and put another notch on my belt.
You turned to wrestling pretty quick, which is obviously smart. But I guess talk about game planning and getting ready for this, because is there a danger of going these hands, man, I can knock people out now, or did you know let's just do what got in here?
I think anybody that I fight for the rest of my career, it doesn't matter if it's my next Contender fight or my first fight in the UFC or when I'm fighting for the UFC title, they should expect to get mauled in wrestling if I want to do that to them. And I'm just building my reputation. I can do that to anybody on the planet. If anybody on the planet comes out against me and I can take him down, put him on the ground, beat the crap out of him, and choke him out if I want to. And I think that every single opponent I come up against should know that. And so for me, it's about building my reputation. Every single fight I have, I'm strong, I'm explosive, I'm powerful, I have better technique than people, and I don't get tired. So I'm just again put another notch on my belt, build my resume, and that's it.
So you get done with the fight, quick win. In your head, you're like, yep, done deal. That's the contract right there.
No, I didn't think that at all. I honestly, it was a little bit of a letdown just because I get in there, I trained hard for this fight, this camp, make sure I take care of every single detail. Shout out to Sam Calavito with Training Lab, who put together my entire camp. We're very meticulous about this, and so to go out there and get a finish in 60 seconds, it's a little, bittersweet because I didn't really get to show a whole lot of techniques, and but at the same time, I didn't take any damage. I'm ready to fight again right away. So it was a little bit of a weird feeling. I didn't necessarily expect the contract, just because it was kind of all right, it was just too easy almost.
Well, we expected you to have the contract. I guess the last thing for me, knowing you're going to fight again, I guess it'd be within the next 7 weeks or so. Did they give you a date yet, or is there one that works best for you? Do you just stay ready? Did you show up next Tuesday if you need to? What's the plan for you?
I can fight next Tuesday. I think more than likely, like I just alluded to, I'm very detail oriented about my training and my camp, so I can see myself fighting in September, probably closer towards the end of the month. And again, I'm not out here to, I'm make sure I'm paying attention to every step, and I'm not skipping steps in the process. But I'm not here to win Contender Series fights or just get a UFC contract. I'm here to be the best fighter in the world, to get that UFC belt and defend it multiple times and go down as one of the greatest ever. So whatever I have to do to make that happen, that's what I'm going to focus on. And from here, it's back to training. I'm going to get back home and go straight back to the gym and get ready for the next one.
Hi, Bill. Over here. You seem a lot more calm than us about not getting a contract, and I'm curious if you kind of came into this thinking that might happen just based off your experience, you know, the record, or you know, how are you so calm? Because it just seems odd.
The contract wasn't even really a thought process for me. Like, I could, at the end of the day, where I'm at with my skills and what I know I can do, like, you can throw me against top 10 guys right now. So getting a UFC contract isn't like, oh my gosh, like it's not this big thing for me. You know, I understand that it is a big deal, but that's almost setting the bar too low for me. I'm here to take the belt. And so, with that being said, I've only trained for a year, and I'm 1 year into this, plus 20 wrestling years, so a little more than that. But 1 year into this, and I want to respect the process. And if Dana thinks I need to fight another Contender Series fight, all good. Feed me some dude, hopefully a little better than this last guy. But it doesn't matter who it is. I'll do the same thing to him.
Is there going to be any pressure, you think, going into the next one, you know, knowing how well you did in this one, to make sure that you show them, I can be this good every time?
There's always pressure. I mean, I set the bar pretty high. I don't really want to list my accolades, but I think they speak for themselves. And my goal isn't to necessarily impress other people. It's to just go out there and be the best version of myself. And that's why I train so hard. That's why I put in the work that I do every single day. And you know, that creates just a strong belief in myself and my capabilities. So I don't necessarily worry so much about expectations as far as, you know, one-upping my last performance. I know I'm going to do it. Like, I've been doing this since I was 6. So at the end of the day, if you look at my wrestling career, I won a national championship as a sophomore. As a junior, I won up it. I got a pin in the finals. And as a senior, I was the most dominant, most dangerous wrestler in the entire country, one-upping it again. So that's just part of what I do, and I'm gonna keep one-upping it. And that's not something that I worry about. I just do it.
Just along those same lines, are you somebody that understands or follows the betting market at all?
A little bit.
I mean, you were a minus 3,000 favorite at one point tonight.
That's a little low, I would think. It should have been like, honestly, it was just free money if anybody bet on me, in my opinion, but yeah.
Yeah, it's 300 to 10 for those that don't understand the market, which is kind of silly. When you're like, does that even enter your mind at all of, oh, I'm just supposed to dominate, I'm supposed to do this to this guy, so.
Well, I guess the betting odds didn't really, I felt like that already. When I saw the betting odds, I felt a little disrespected because I expected it to open at like minus 10,000. But yeah, so I mean, the odds, I was like, that's a steal, you know, in my opinion. I thought people should have been hammering that line. But yeah, it is what it is. So hopefully those odds makers will wise up a little bit and come in a little better on the next opening.
Or hopefully not, you can take advantage of that. You're allowed to bet on yourself, did you do that?
I bet on myself just by being in there, so you know I'm betting on myself every single day. That's why I do what I do. I mean, I'm the man in the arena, so for me, I don't really need to put any extra cash on myself. I know I'm going to win, and I take my purse, cash my check, and go home and just enjoy it.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely, thank you.
Hey, Bo, your opponent missed weight, and you know, with you making weight your entire life, I mean, like, do you find that disrespectful? Like, what's your thought process with that?
Definitely disrespectful. It was a little weird. I mean, I've been wrestling my whole life, 20 plus years. I've never once missed weight ever in my entire life. Not when I was, you know, 6, 7, 8 years old, not in high school, never once in college. And I mean, I weighed 1,000 times. So for him to do that, it really just was unprofessional. And I think that at the end of the day, he just didn't expect to win. So what's the point of him coming in and making the weight, right? Like, he knows what's going to happen to him, and that'll probably happen again in the future. You know, I'm sure guys will come in and really not be believing in themselves, not be feeling too strongly about their chances. So it doesn't bother me at the end of the day. He came up to me after he weighed in and asked me if it was good, and I'm like, I do not care, bro. You come in at 205 if you want. Like, I'm gonna smash you. So it is what it is, but definitely unprofessional, and yeah, that's it.
finally for me, just how important has the American Top Team been to you?
Huge. I can't thank Mike Brown, Dan Lambert, all the guys at ATT enough. You know, they've been just so amazing to me, helping me build a facility out in Pennsylvania at Penn State, ATT, Happy Valley, and along with going down to Coconut Creek, training with those guys, all the dudes down there. So, you know, really so much of my success goes out to both those guys, to Dan and to Mike, because they pour a lot into me, and I know they believe in me, and that brings me a lot of confidence, because those guys have been in this game a long time. You know, Dan from the very, very beginning, Mike for so many professional fights, and you know, a WEC, a world championship, and coaching, you know, some of the best fighters of all time. So to have those guys in my corner back at me means the world to me.
Thank you, and I'm sure we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect, thank you very much.